We have members of the Executive Council that are here. I don't have their names, but I wonder if they're members of the Executive Council that are here with Richard Peterson. Please stand to be recognized. We really appreciate you all being here. So please stand. I'd like to recognize Joe Williams, who's the chairman of the Quincott-Haida Regional Housing Authority. I'd like to recognize also the president and CEO, Ricardo Worrell, and any staff members who are here from the Housing Authority. Would you please stand to be recognized? Housing Authority, please stand. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you all being here for all the hard work that you do. Sealaska Institute trustees Marlene Johnson, Bob Martin, Ethel Lung, Joe Nelson, and Patrick Anderson, Ken George, Nancy Barnes, the president Rosita Worrell, and any staff members from SHI that are here, would you please stand to be recognized? Please stand. Thank you. Rob, thank you very much. With us, we also have from Sealaska Corporation, Joe Nelson, the chairman of the board of directors. Would you please stand to be recognized? Joe, where are you at? Joe? And also with us, Anthony Malat, the new president and CEO of Sealaska Corporation. Anthony, where are you? Would you please stand to be recognized? Oh, Britandy's here. Thank you. Couple of happy birthdays. Edwina White, 24 years old today. So would you please stand and recognize yeah. Eileen Bastian. Are you? 84 years old today. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I know there are a number of Sealaska board members that are here today. I don't have their names, but I wonder, and I've seen a couple of them stand. If you would stand to be recognized, members of the Sealaska board, would you please stand to be recognized? Ed Thomas. Thank you very much. So, let's go on to the acknowledgments, and if you would please welcome Rosa Miller and Ed Coons to speak on behalf of the Raven clans this morning. If they would come forward. Rosa Miller and Mr. Ed Coons. I could probably move the mic here, or if you want to stand, you could probably stand and hold on to this one.
Good morning, everybody. I'll try and get through this if I can, and I'll have my daughter finish it for me. I hope everybody enjoys what is going on today. Helps make this a joyous occasion. It's been a long time since the totem pole has been raised in our Juneau village here. We had 11 totem poles here and 11 clan houses. And we only had one left, which was our dipper house, which got torn down. I remember all the happy days we had here in this village. And the A&B hall was always open to us. You'll have to forgive me, I'm unable to continue. I'll have my daughter finish for me.
I'll just make mine very brief. We'd just like to thank each and every one of you for being here for the special occasion of both totem poles being raised. I know that it was a long time coming, and we're very proud that they were done, redone, get new ones up, and the weather is cooperating, and I would just like to say once again, welcome everyone to the totem poles that are going to be raised for today.
I would like all the co-hosts in the audience to stand, please. Also, the children of the co-host. We are here, co-hosts are here to witness this event. The raising of two beautiful poles. My wife and I, we're always honored to be wherever there is a pole raising, and we've been to dozens of pole raisings from Kawak up to the Yukon Territory. And it's always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to meeting the young carvers who are learning from their masters. These two poles that are going up there are joining another piece of major art that's already there. It was made, the piece that's already there was painted by a good friend of mine, a Raven brother, who's I don't think had an unveiling, but he's not with us anymore, but his work still stands. Another master artist, whose name was Jimmy Marks. I'd like to thank everybody here who came to witness this special event.
Also on the Raven side from the Clean AD, Mr. Robert Sam is going to speak to us.
Can I have the Clean AD stand up, please? Any Clean AD dog salmon out there would like to stand? Panishtish, see Alaska, for a very important event today. Raising a totem pole is a very big thing for this community. One of the most important things I would like to share that I have grown to appreciate and respect is family. Clean AD family. My nephew came today, and I'm very happy to see him here. His Tlingit name is Kauai. So he's actually here today. So I brought some food today as well. Our clan has been growing and our families are coming together, and we're becoming more healthy. I brought our at-oo to balance. The wooshki tongue. I want to thank the wooshki tongue. You are our opposites. And as our opposites, together we make Aquan. So the most important thing is family. No matter what, no matter the politics, no matter the family arguments, no matter the clan disputes, family is the most important thing. How we are related, how we are connected. I proudly stand with family today, in particular the Wushkitan, Kanishtish Wushkitan. I also would like to thank my father's people, the Kagwantan, for coming to this historic event. Kanishtish Kagwantan. I would also like to thank my grandfather's people, the Dukhloadi. You truly are my grandfather's people through Kleaki. Another clan I would like to thank is the Yunyadi. You are Taku. Juneau is Taku country as well. So Kanishtish Yunyadi for coming to this historic event. I came because of family, to stand with my family. And I came to stand and sit by my Aquan mother, Marie Olson. Kanishtish Marie, you've always treated me like family, and I'm very proud to stand by you. So please enjoy this historic event to welcome you to Juneau, all of you who are visitors. The doors are open, and let's have a great time being Tlingit, Kanishtish.
Those were the speakers from the Raven side. Before we go to the Eagle side and their speakers on the different clans that are here, I want to recognize 3 different groups that may be here today. Would any members of the Douglas Indian Association and its board, its president, please stand and be recognized? Douglas Indian Association. Okay, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And since we are in their country, I'd be remiss not to recognize the Gold Belt Board of Directors, any of its members and its presidents or officers who are here. Would you please stand to be recognized? Gold Belt. Thank you. And finally, not to forget this wonderful group who've contributed so much to our livelihood and to our lives and to the United States of America. Would any veterans that are here in the audience please stand to be recognized? I wonder just to recognize also somebody who is the Hittong clan leader, Richard Reinhardt, is in the audience. I hear, Richard, where are you? Please stand to be recognized. There he is, Hittong. On the Eagle side, we're going to have speakers from the Yanyani, Mr. Ben Cornell and Butch Lati. Well, first we'll start with the Kagwantan, Mr. Paul White, and then Yanyani, Ben Cornell and Butch Lady, and then Wishki Tonley, Mike Tagaban, James Jack, and Charles Jack. Let's start with Kagwantan on the Eagle side. Paul?
Konakawa tain kunachish yat yigudi. It is more than an historical event that's going on here. Something I haven't seen since I was a little kid. And like the grandpa used to say, that wasn't so long ago. A few years ago, I went on my own hunting party, trying to find out about that name. I was in Yakutat on a housing meeting for Central Council. I got to talking to some elders from Yakutat, and they told me that the name comes from a glacier outside of Yakutat that the Kagwantans used as their resting place during the early days when Kagwantans used to go into the interior. Konihin literally means running water. But what I found out is how they explained it to me. On the side of a glacier, springtime as it's melting, it'll start off with a little trickle. But by the time it reaches the shoreline, as every one of us are familiar, it's a roaring river, Konihin. I attended Wrangell Institute a number of years ago, 53, 54. When I first arrived there was 2 totem poles in front of the administrative building. And some of you have time to take a look at that picture. It's in the state archives. Both poles. An event like this, where our pole is being replicated. I'm getting ahead of my story here. In the mid-'80s, when I was involved with Camp 2, an active member, we received these 2 poles from Wrangell Institute that were going to tear the building down because one, it was pretty old, and the asbestos, so they had to completely demolish it. When we received, Camp 2 received the poles, we really didn't know how to handle it. We didn't really have a place for it. So when we approached our tribe to see if they could use it, because the building across there where this replica is going to be going up, was empty. We were more than tickled when they said, yes, we'll take those 2 poles. The 2 poles during their high school days at Wrangell Institute High School was Amos Wallace and his brother Lincoln Wallace. The original stood for well over, I estimated, 65 years. We all know our adu, after it goes through a ceremonial period, obtains its own spirit. So it is here the spirit has fallen to the ground, and now it's resurrecting again because of the ceremony that we're doing here now. To say thank you to Joe Young and TJ seems kind of inappropriate for some reason because of the beautiful totem poles that they've completed. But I would say to the carvers, Quinchish, Hawa, although I mentioned that it seems inappropriate to say those 2 little words. But as our big papa once was teaching at University, Dog Simon, the biggest words you'll ever learn in Singit was always his opening line, Dr. Sobal. It's Quinchish. Yeah, well, Quinchish.
Thank you from the AED, Ben Cornell and which lady? Lady, could they please come forward?
Both Ben and I both grew up here in the Indian Village, so we've been here all our lives. Our grandfather was Willie Peters of the Yaak people, and our grandmother was Gertrude Peters of the Yanyadi Taku.
I'd like the young AD in the audience, if they're out there, if they could come join us on the stage. There isn't very many of us, and I want them to be stand and recognized. My brother, Chris Cornell, I believe he has over 30 years of service in the National Guard. Can you give him a hand? He never likes to be recognized. Ian Petershore, my nephew, are you out there? Is there any other young AD out there? We need to stand and recognize and stand together.
All the people who grew up in the Indian Village, will you please stand? And raise your hands.
Thank you. What I wanted to say about the young AD is we're originally from the Taku, and I wanted to tell a little story because a lot of people didn't know or recognize the young AD. I talked to a young AD leader, Don Williams from Canada. He told me this old story. He said the glacier went over the river, Taku, the mighty Taku River. Well, there's a hole there in the river. All the brave men got together, the wise men. We need to know what's on the other side of the glacier. We need to know. They talked and talked and they talked. I think they were going to be politicians. Anyway, they decided that we're too valuable. We're hunter providers. We'll send the women. This is a true story. They put them in the canoe. They said, if you make it to the other side, build a fire. The rest of us will come. Well, they gathered up the women and put them in the canoe. And only a few hours later, there was a fire. Then the brave men jumped in the canoe. All the tough guys. I wanted you to know who the young AD is, and I want to give that story. One other story here is the 1977. I helped put up the original totem poles up there, and Ed Coon Sr. asked me when I was doing labor around, can you carve? He let me do the fine detail work on that totem pole. So just a couple of months ago, I was watching them take it down, and I wanted to make sure it was done right because they're hailing our ancestors. They're hailing our grandfathers, our grandmothers. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't harm them. And those that saw, high in the sky was an eagle. And next to the totem poles was a raven. I was able to get a picture of the raven, but not the eagle. And so it's very emotional for me because we're watching our ancestors. Our ancestors are watching us today. Our youth are watching us. Politics are tough. I had breakfast with Marie Olson, my dear friend, and we're talking about politics a little bit. I said 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. They had the same conversation, Marie. Things are changing. We change with the times. And I do want to thank TJ and Joe Young as well. People don't realize that they're Plinkett and Haida. I think their parents were smart. When you go up to Juneau, you tell them you're Plinkett. When you go down to Prince of Wales, you remind them you're Haida. I think they're going to be the perfect politicians. I probably spoke too much, but I wanted you to know who Young AD is. And regardless of the politics, we are one big family, as Bob Sands, my grandfather's people. So I want to thank Bob. Francine, would you like to say a few words? And I want to thank Sealaska Heritage and TJ. Regardless of all the politics out there, it brought us together. Our ancestors are watching, our youth are watching. We need to be proud people together. The people in the back, the youth, when your name is called, when your clan is called, you stand up and you be proud of who you are and where you came from. Ganesh Chish.
You know, as family, you're right. The traditional way for Plinketts is when we're kids, our mom used to take the tears from us and put it in the other family member. I wanted to share that with you. That's what makes us strong.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the Wushkitan, and I'll ask Mike Tagaman to come up, and whoever else is going to be coming with him, I think James Jack, and maybe he can introduce whoever else is with him. But Mike and James, would you please come forward?
Before I get started with my comments, if I could have Totem join me up here, please. I am drawing on the strength of my uncle and my son, opposites, to hold me up, to maintain the balance that we need in our lives every day. You brought lunch. Leave that to a raven to bring me lunch. Konuşçiş. 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 To look upon your faces really lifts me up high. And it humbles me to have you all standing here, sitting here, watching us in this special event. I would like to acknowledge my opposite clans for being here with us. The Linya Di, Konuşçiş. The Duckdaintan, Konuşçiş. Shluknahari, Konuşçiş. Shlukakhari, Konuşçiş. Keksadi, Konuşçiş for being here with us. Tiatan, Konuşçiş for joining us today. Kachadi, Konuşçiş for being among us. Deshitan, Konuşçiş. I hope I have not missed anybody. Your strength, your prayers, your smiles, your comments, even though they may not be what I want to hear, are valuable to me. I learn from these things. Thank you, Chief Merrill Sanford, for being here with us today. Been my fire chief for many years and many years to come. The other city council members, Jesse and Randy, Konuşçiş. This is my blank moment. Karen Crane, thank you for joining us. Carlton, it's always a joy to see you. A while back, I was called about a meeting regarding these poles that are going to go up today. Decisions were made. They were remade, redirected. Even today, this flow of the agenda has changed drastically. I want to thank Sea Alaska Heritage for taking a step forward to supply these poles to make sure that our poles are up and safe. They will be marking our boundaries, our property. Konuşçiş Rosita. Konuşçiş to the Sea Alaska Heritage Institute employees that have worked so hard to make sure this day happened. Konuşçiş. Hawa. To President Richard Peterson, Konuşçiş for the involvement and the ability of Clinton Haida to provide staff and support for this day. Clinton-Haida Housing Authority. Instrumental in making sure that we keep our properties, that we keep our land. There are positive things going on in our community, not just in Native country, but in Juneau as a whole. That's from fine leadership from both sides of the table. Kunashish City Council. I do need to back up a little bit and acknowledge the Ganakadi for being here with us, and the Ganakedi, Kunashish. We're going to ask our Uncle Alfredo to give us a few words. Do we have a microphone for him? It's got a... It's attached up here. There's some more.
I only took speech 100. Shadadeki. Kulachi Sakati Hati Adi. Ya Haadiat. You go Patko. Satikahidi Yatosap. Satikahidi. Cecilia Course is so what that type of school is for your information. Later on, when they discovered gold in this town, our people start moving into this village. Different clans move in here, different clans, and they call them Juan. That's how the history goes of our people. Just for information. That's my first given ticket tape. Later on, I was given a second ticket tape named after my uncle, George Jim. Got his talk. That's my uncle's ticket tape that's given to me. So I have two ticket tapes. And these are my relatives right here, all my brothers. They take care of me.
Oh, the other whiskey time.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to let you know, your Kulchicha, your minutes, everything. Yes, security hard, security hard. Security hard. I love all of you. I love all of you. What happened to me, I got pneumonia. Been fighting. Really tough. But I've been battling. Being a sergeant in the military, I guess that's been tough. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Yeah, go to church. Yeah, I've been at the what? Well, all the whiskey get out, that's here. All the sharks, please get up. Don't be bashful. Went over there. They'll tell me we're losing. Yeah. In my trouble house, I come from New Hit. New Hit, that's the house I come from. So, I have a job that I'm taking care of. They have Penny taking care of it for me. So I'll have to designate another person to take care of it. She has to participate in stuff like this. So that's what I'm going to do. Go.
Good night, Chief. Good night, Chief. It has. Each has kick study. Kick study, you can answer. Actually, it has Deshi Town. Alkani, Dakdain Town. Kasli Nadi, Kasokak Akati, Sokak Adi. Gunnar Chief, Dakati Han. Kais Town, you do a sackling at Hainach. And Gatu, with Achayachat, Ag Fan, Ayachat. Khan. Kicks Adi, Yadi, Gunnar Chief. Af ish go on, Kaji Khan Yudu was sackling get Haina. Sheet Kataha Yaho, Kicks Adi, Khan Ayaho. The clan, Shastin, Yudu was sackling get Haina, Sheet Katah Ku. At least Yako Shin. Do a zaken, think it in Auckland. That establishes me as Ag Juan. I have to think what is happening here today. It's highly unusual. I think what the Alaska Heritage Foundation and the Clinton Haida Housing Authority has done here is a wonderful thing. It's gratifying. It's a positive thing. And it's establishing who we are and especially myself, who I am. I don't think I've ever stood up to tell people who I am, and that is what I am doing right now. Just like my mother from Hawk Bay and my grandmother, whose name I carry. And when I do stand up, I honor my father, Kaji Khan Kiksadi. I have to do that. And when I do that also, I have to honor my grandfather from Auckland, Lake Atlan in England. I still have some questions that I have to ask, but I think I can do that in private. I thank you much for what occasion that I especially thank my brothers for getting up. Brothers. I have to respond when they do get up because I do support them. There's a lot of history behind my brothers from Huna. Gunnach Chish Achtuwuyak, Gunnach Chish.
Anyat Kasani, Achisha Staktintan, and all the other ravens that are out there, Gulachisha Khantia Diaike. Jatayhat Nu Kapticha Kai, Keslach Tawua. Please forgive me if I say anything that might offend you. That's not my intent. I'll give you a brief history of this land. We had 8 tribal houses here in the village. And we come from the Toot Sticky Hit, me and my brothers. And the Toot Sticky Hit was right over here in the corner. And the housemaster was Nagutki. And that's our son-in-law, Lee Kadinger. He was the housemaster. We also owned the Thunderbird House, which originally belonged to Sam Morgan, who was my grandfather, Andrew Jack's first cousin. It's not just us standing here, it's our grandfathers, Johnny Bruce Fawcett, what's his name? Sikwa, Johnny Gamble, Yikateheen, Gerald Gamble, Kanshawish. They're here with us today, and they're grateful that all of you are here. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge one of the new leaders of the Duckdayton, the Kashai Hit, Stuart Mills, my cousin, who he stands to. He is the new leader of the Kashai Hit. Years ago, there was a map of St. Git Ani put together by Sealaska Heritage. And it showed clan ownership of lands. I suppose a lot of you remember that. The Whiskeytown clan ownership was from Berners Bay, which we had 8 clan houses up there, all the way down past Taku. We also come from Taku. Our great-great-grandfather's name was Knox Lahash. He was the owner of the house Hit Clean up in Taku. We had two Hit Cleans. We had one up in Glacier Bay and one up in Taku. I talked to my older brother Charles this morning. He sends his apologies for not being able to be here. And he told me the name of the mountain directly behind us. And for the life of me, I cannot remember it. But anyhow, translated into English, it meant the mountain that blocked the glacier and the north wind. Directly behind us is a house that our grandmother, Maggie Anderson, lived in. Probably one of the few original houses in the village. Every year we look forward to coming to Juneau to visit Grandma Maggie and Grandpa Henry Anderson. Grandma Maggie was Whiskey Tongue. Grandpa Henry was Ducktape Tongue. I too would like to thank all of you for joining us on our land, on our traditional land. This is an occasion that doesn't happen all the time. We are very fortunate to see this. I'm really appreciative of the fine work the young Haida men did on the totem poles. I'd like for you to give them a round of applause. Right now, I'd like for all of the Whiskey Tongue Yetis to stand up. All the children of the Whiskey Tongue, please stand. Ella Gamble, are you standing? It's hard to tell, Ella. I apologize. Thank you. Me and my brothers are the child of the Ducktape Tongue. In our culture, we hold our father's people in very high esteem. We always honor our fathers. When they have the blanket dance, and they call Ducktape Tongue Yetis, that's when we all go out there in honor of our fathers. I'd like to say hello to a few people. Will Micklin, how you doing, Will? And I see the former Trichotama president, Mr. Thomas, Ed Thomas. It's good to see all you people here, all your smiling faces and all your enthusiastic looks. Albert's telling me to hurry up, I think. I'm not sure. But once again, just want to thank you all for joining us on this day of Chish, and to our Haida neighbors, Hara. Yeah.
As I finish here, I want to express my appreciation for all those from the Haida country that have come here to celebrate with us today. Goodness Chish for being here and supporting your young men. Goodness Chish.
Okay, moving right along. I'd like to ask from Sealaska Corporation, the chairman of the board of Sealaska, to come forward. He's also a trustee of SHI, Mr. Joe Nelson. Would you please welcome him to the podium?
Gu Yuchat Duasok, Tekwadi Ayachat, Kwashka Kwan Yeti Ayachat, Yaktak Kwan Ayachat. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to keep this brief, and I'm hoping everybody's ready to do some work here, because I know we're going to need some help here in a little bit here. But on behalf of the Sealaska Board of Directors and the Sealaska Heritage Board of Trustees, which there are a number of in the room that we've acknowledged, I want to thank you for showing up and supporting this occasion. One of the earliest acts, and probably one of the most important acts that the board did when the company was set up, was to establish the Sealaska Heritage Foundation. And I know there's folks in the room that were there that did this and that witnessed it. And I think that is one of the most powerful things that the company did that's going to stand for a long time. And the Sealaska Heritage Institute now has a very simple mission. It's a one-sentence mission: to enhance and perpetuate Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian cultures. So it's a simple mission to enhance, perpetuate Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian cultures. But as you can tell, it becomes a very complicated mission real quickly when all of our core identities are rooted at the clan level, because it gets very complicated very quickly. So it is a tough task. But that's why we try to keep the mission very simple, though. And my brief comments I want to say to all of the clan leaders and all of the culture bearers, Gunishish. There is one thing as Native people, despite all of our different clans and our different tribes, there's one thing that binds all Native people around the world. And that is our inseparable connection to our land. There's nothing that compares to our connection to the land. It is so crucial to our identity, our survival, and what it means for our culture, that it is the single thing that binds all of us just around the world as Native folks, is the powerful connection we have to our land. And today, I want to acknowledge the rest of the community here that's coming together to support that effort. That having this happen today, it's no small thing that this is happening just down the hill from the governor's mansion in the capital city. And this is a powerful day. And I know that all of our communities have challenges, but it's days like today, Native and non-Native, coming together to celebrate our collective identity. That is very powerful, and I'm very happy that Sealaska Corporation, Sealaska Heritage Institute, and everybody who supports those organizations keeps efforts like this as a very #1 top priority. And I appreciate the community for coming together. I appreciate the carvers for putting in their efforts. We all know none of this is easy. And one final word for the culture bearers and clan leaders. And I was very comforted today we started off by acknowledging the young folks, and then we just witnessed a little bit here today. Something that gives me comfort going into the future is this idea of succession planning and acknowledging our young folks who are taking over leadership positions, especially in our clans, because without that, Sealaska Corporation really would be an empty company if we lose our connection to the land. So with that, I'm keeping it brief. And I really do appreciate everybody coming together, and I do appreciate the young brothers. The only one thing I wrestle with the young brothers is that 20, 30, 40 years from now, they're still going to be called the young brothers. But with that, thank you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Albert. Thank you.
I see Anthony Millat has joined us, and I'd like to ask him to come forward. He's the president and CEO of Sealaska Corporation, and we really appreciate you being here today, Anthony.
Apologize for missing the opportunity for the earlier introduction. Ganak yu chat duasak, cha'at na chat sati, tag wadi ayachat, kwashka kwan yadi ayachat, koyakan akabaskan dutchan ayachat. I'm a child of the Quashkekwan. I'm Tsagwaiti, and my mother's from the Yukon River, Rampart, Alaska. I'm wearing a couple hats today, and with both, I want to be brief with my comments. As CEO of Sea Alaska, I amazingly appreciate all those that came together to make this happen. All the Native organizations, all the clans, all the local community members, because it truly shows when we come together, we get things done. We show improvement. We perpetuate our culture. We have fun. We remember our history. And for Sea Alaska is not going to make a difference in Southeast Alaska if we don't work with the other Native organizations. It is absolutely key for us to work closely with Tlingit and Haida, with the Regional Housing Authority, with Search, with all the local tribes, all the village corporations. If we don't work together, we're not going to be able to face the amazing challenges we face in Southeast Alaska. And when we do work together, we show progress. And that's what we're going to be looking for, and that's what, in my new role as CEO at Sea Alaska, I'm going to reach out. We've already had meetings with the other organizations, and I hope you see that. I hope you see greater collaboration between all the Native organizations in Southeast. I'd also like to highlight the investment Sea Alaska makes in Sea Alaska Heritage Institute every year. We put in about close to $1.5 million annually to the Sea Alaska Heritage Institute. And what they do with that money is they go out and they earn multitudes beyond that in grant funding. So we provide $1.5 million, they work hard, they go find $3 million in additional funding on average in any given year to support projects like this, to achieve the mission, the very simple but complex mission that Joe mentioned. They do this through hard work and taking the money that Sea Alaska provides and getting multitudes of that beyond and having such a broader effect than just the dollar Sea Alaska puts in. And finally, changing hats quickly. I've been on the Rasmussen Foundation board for the past 6 years, have found the opportunity incredibly rewarding because Rasmussen has supported projects throughout Southeast. The Wrangell Chief Shakes Restoration Project, the Whale House Project in Kisan, the Eagle Pole raising at UAS, the Walter Soboleff Center, the Chilkat Cultural Center. Rasmussen has been part of all of those projects as a significant funder and more. And they value, just like we do, that all of these projects strengthen and perpetuate our culture, but they also highly value the fact that when we put on events like this, we're sharing our culture with the broader community. And that's what Rasmussen values so significantly, that we, with our rich history, are willing to share with the broader community. So as a Rasmussen Foundation board member, I want to thank all those involved, the clan members, Tlingit and Housing Regional Authority, Tlingit and Haida, Sea Alaska Heritage Institute, other funders, Juneau Community Foundation, Juneau Arts and Humanities Council, I believe National Endowment for the Arts, everybody that's helped finalize and provide funding and who's worked hard to make this happen. Thank you very much. Gunak Chish.
Finally, I'd like to ask Joe Williams to come up. He's the chairman of the board of the Housing Authority, and we'd like him to come up to say a few words. Would you please come, Joe? Thank you. See you again, Joe.
Save the best for last. Years ago, when I addressing groups this size, I would tell them you can always tell the length of the speech by the color of the speaker's hair. You notice the last two they had full heads of hair, the hair was black. Well, I still have a full head of hair, but my hair is gray. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a long one. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for being here today. Today, history is being made here in the Indian village of Juneau, and you're here to witness it. I am very humbled, very honored to address you this morning, this afternoon, and I'm really excited for the students that are attending here today. I'm excited for you because you now see your learning curve straight up. But you know, you have the best teachers right here today in front of you. And I just want to honor you young students for being here and thanking you very much for taking time of your very busy learning schedule to be here with us today. Two 40-foot poles and a screen are being raised here today and will stand for years to come. And when it comes time to being replaced by our grandchildren in ceremonies like we are experiencing here today. These poles will stand as a symbol of our continuous occupancy of our native land here in Juneau. Crests on the poles represent the complex social structure and the relationship between eagles and ravens. The world-class quality of artwork is a reminder to our children that the discipline and achievement have always been inherited characteristics of we Native people. The pole raising we will all be participating in today is a testament to the community appreciation and commitment to the Juneau Indian Village and the important role that we have here in our capital city of Juneau. Mayor, thank you for being here today. Sealaska Heritage Institute was able to secure funding, as you learned this morning, as to how diligently they work to secure that funding. Please join me in thanking Sealaska Heritage Management and the oversight of the entire restoration and replacement project here that we're going to experience today. A big thank you to the sponsors for their generous donations. And please know, ladies and gentlemen, they have many requests, of which our Sealaska Heritage was able to secure National Endowment for the Arts, Juneau Community Foundation, Rasmussen Foundation, Juneau Arts and Humanities Council. Please say with me 3 times, Ganachachish, 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 Yo-ho. As chairman of Clinton Heights Region Housing Authority, I proudly thank the members of the Clinton Heights Region Housing Authority Travel Services and Department for coordinating the Sealaska Heritage logistics of this project. And part of the project which needs to be pointed out this morning or this afternoon is 3 positions of which we are committed to as far as the apprenticeships. And I, for one, am honored to say that we have participated in that. Thank you to the maintenance department for taking down the pole that is being replaced and to raise the pole in its place today. Now, in closing, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't get too excited when the Clinket says in closing, because it doesn't mean he's ready to quit. It's just that it's getting real close. We would like to thank the artists that spent time of their life diligently working on our heritage, Joe and TJ Young. We are proud of their work. We are proud of welcoming them and friends. And they're actually being friendly to the folks who come in, just happen to be walking past and seeing what's going on in their work during the process of creating the totem poles we're going to be raising today. I want to say to you, Ganachachish, to the young boys, Ganachachish, to all of you who are here today, Ganachachish, Yoho, Kyo.
Could we have then Mr. Joe Young and Mr. T.J. Young come forward and stand here in front of the stage, please? Would you please come forward? You may be seated. You may be seated. No, just wait, Joel. Just wait. Before we get started, there's a very important person in the audience. I'm going to ask her to come forward and join us. I went to high school with her, Manitchum, and her name at that time was Joylyn Morrison. I wonder if she would come forward, please. She's the mother of these two fine young men. Where are you at, Joylyn? Come up here, please. And I want you to stand on the stage. I know there's a Haida support group for her, for these young men. I wonder if those Haida support people would come here and stand over to the right here, if you would. I see them stand, most of them sitting right there. If you would come up here and stand, please. Yeah, we know that. Okay, to get started then, and I appreciate all of you coming here to support these young men, especially those of you from the Haida community on Prince of Wales Island. To get started, I'm going to ask Mike Tagaban and Fran Houston to come forward to make comments about our young gentlemen.
Gonastish Albert. To speak of these fine young carvers is an honor for me. Joe Young was born and raised in Heidelberg and is from the Raven clan. He was adopted from the Eagle clan and therefore took his grandfather's name. He grew up learning and practicing the basics of drawing, then moved to carving wood pieces. He acknowledges the teachings he received from Warren Peel and is grateful to have also worked with Crystal Peel. Joe, along with his brother TJ, have worked on major projects and have carved a number of totems, including the Eagle Pole at UAS, a crest pole at Sitka National Historical Park, and several poles in Heidelberg. They also were chosen to carve a house post for the southeast section of the Alaska Native Heritage Center. Although he is yet young, he is a recognized artist throughout the state, and we are fortunate to have had him carve our clan totem poles. Gonastish.
I would like to say thank you for this opportunity of the introduction of TJ Young. And what an honor it is totally for the mother. She is standing so tall and very proud of her sons. TJ Young is the brother of Joe Young, and he was born into the Eagle clan. TJ credits his grandfather, Claude Morrison, as a major influence in his life, and Claude introduced him to the Haida art and practices when he was a teenager, instructing him on how to hand carve halibut hooks. TJ created many carvings and items for ceremonies and cultural purposes. In 2010, he graduated from the Native Education College jewelry program and learned the basics of engraving from Dan Wallace and James McGuire. He most recently had the privilege of working under the world-renowned Haida artist Robert Davidson. Both TJ and Joe consider it an honor to carry on the traditions of their ancestors. He is quickly moving into the ranks of master artists, and we sincerely appreciate that he thought his talents to carve the Ak clan totem poles. Goshish, gentlemen.
To continue the recognition, I ask the Clinton Haida Housing Authority Representative Joyce Ramirez to come forward to make the presentations they'd like to make. Go ahead in the front there. Would you, TJ, and would you please step forward just a little bit? You and your brother both, if you would step forward just a little bit, away from the crowd. Right there, right there. Right there is perfect, thank you, go ahead. Oh, wait, here, let me give you this.
On behalf of the Clinton Haida Regional Housing Authority, we are so thankful that we've had such great artists restore our poles and put up some beautiful new ones today. So we just wanted to show our appreciation on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, Clinton Haida Regional Housing Authority Management, our President and CEO, Ricardo Worrell, and Joe Williams, and the rest of the Board of Commissioners. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. We appreciate it so much, and we have some of this to give you.
I'd like to ask two members of the Sealaska Board to step forward to make a presentation of some Sealaska blankets that we have. Jackie and Barbara Cadiente, Jackie Johnson Peda. Could somebody hold their vests for them, please? Pass their vests on. Thank you. I'd like next to ask Lisa Lang to step forward to make presentations on behalf of the Haida community that she represents, if she would please. Right back. Okay. Okay, well, go ahead.
Thank you, Albert. The boys have a really good sense of humor, and I told them you got enough. This isn't for you. On behalf of the Haida community of Heidelberg, I'm so proud of our young men and our boys. I know the Galanan boy, Slingadalgan. I'm very proud of him. My son, Oshling Incha, very proud of you. Josh Yates. Those are Yaklanas, and Tufin Killerwhale clan and the Yadas clan is represented by them. And I didn't know the protocol. I asked. We have protocol for our doings, and I brought some food for Rosa. I said the best medicine in the world is our good native food, so I brought her food, and I'll have her get it. But the rest of the men, I just have a little small gift. I'm going to send up a raven paddle that was made on our behalf, because we have a little different protocol than you, but we can mix it up and we can make it right. And so that's what I'm doing today. We're very proud people. We have Yashtang, that's respect, and Dagwia, we are strong when we are together. And so I want to say we always give gifts and we always say thank you as well, but this is a small gift, but it's from the heart, and it's for the clan people, because I am pro-tribal, pro-clan, and deep respect for having us on your land, deep respect. Hawa, especially to all you, I'm trying to think of how to say it, Ditin Lase, all you good up north people. So, yeah.
Thank you. While she's doing that, we're going to have a recognition of the apprentices, and I'm going to turn the mic over to TJ and Joel right now, and I'll give them the mic where they're standing and ask them to do their presentation and recognition of the apprentices that helped them on the totem poles.
I usually do my public speaking on Facebook. This will have to do. This is a real honor and privilege for us to carve this pole and to be welcomed onto your land. We'd like to say thank you. I think we're much more powerful and effective when we do work together on projects like this. But in March, we could battle in March. You know, that's fine for gold medal. But other than that, we should really stick together and do this kind of projects more often. We'll get our apprentices out front here if we can. Let's stand right out in front so everyone can see you guys. These three gentlemen will be available for private dances later on. No, in fact, our first one is Jared Galanin. Klena is his Tlingit name. He's from the Raven Coho clan. His father is Kagwan Tan. He studied form line, jewelry making, skin sewing, and painting with his uncle, Will Burkhart, and his father is Dave Galanin, and his brother is Nick Galanin, whom a lot of you know. He was a real pleasure to have carving with us. He's excellent with, he brought a whole bunch of his tools. And the first couple of days, we like to feel out our apprentices, see what kind of humor they have. We like to keep it a good atmosphere, a good joke. So we always make sure and see if we get a few jokes out of them. And his jokes were pretty inappropriate. I don't think I can tell you guys. Maybe sometime after 6 or 7 I could tell you, but it's too early in the day. No, I'm just playing. He had a great sense of humor. He's very ambitious, and we were happy to have him on board. Our next guy is Josh Yates. He was on the first project back in September, the first totem pole. We did the totem pole in September, and then we came back and did the second totem pole and painted the screen as well. And he jumped on board just because we knew him from Heidelberg. He grew up in St. Nick, Craig, Alaska. So we knew him for a long time. We knew him for 10, 15 years. He enjoys carving. We enjoy having him around. And everybody in Juneau probably knows Josh Yates in one form or another. So he's excellent dad, as you could see. So, anyways, he's from the Eagle clan, from Heidelberg, lives in Juneau. He's done a lot of projects himself, small projects, and he's improving every day. So we're happy to have him on board as well. So Josh Yates. And last is Tyrell Yinshaw. Yach Lanas is his title name, which means wealthy raven. He's a double-fin killer whale like my daughter, and there's a bunch of Yuklanas here. He has excellent designing skills. He just graduated high school. He's young, but he's very ambitious, and really enjoyed working with him. He's a really good hunter, a good fisherman. He's been doing it ever since he was a little kid. He's kind of like our little nephew, so we were happy to have him on board. We made him call us uncle the whole time. He didn't like it, but even on Facebook, I told him just refer to me as uncle. And yeah, he's a good kid. So this is the team, and once again, thanks for having us on your territory. We really appreciate all the kind gestures and all the gifts, and we're happy all of it. We got a great following here. We're really lucky to have our family and all our half of Heidelberg looks like here. And so, anyways, thank you for everything, Clayton, Haida, and Sea Alaska. So, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to get the singers and dancers over here to the other side by Rosa. The singers, people are going to sing to lead us out. And the way it's going to work is Rosa and Fran are going to lead us out the door, and these people are going to follow. And we're going to go out and raise the totem poles. And outside, Mr. Mike Tagaban is going to be taking over the mic outside and do the outside work. So whoever the dancers and singers are, if they come over here and start the song, so we can go out those doors there. Lisa's going to open the doors, and we'll go out those doors there. And Mike Miller will be in charge of the outside, Mike Tagaman, I'm sorry, outside the microphone. So whenever the singers are ready, go ahead and start.
Before we start raising the prayer, we're going to have a blessing.
This is a Haida blessing song. We're blessing the air and the people who are here to breathe.
Yes. Oh, I don't know. This is sympathy fix. Okay, for sympathy. Yes. That was 15 days ago.
Nice button. Huh? Nice button. What is that exactly called? What is that called?
Bolo tile? Yeah. Donald Gregory. Donald Gregory made it. Donald Gregory made it.
Hello? Hello? Now, our granddaughter and our daughters are going to be doing a Whiskey Town love song as the pole is being raised. The song belonged to David McKinley. So as machinery starts and the pole starts to be raised, our granddaughter and daughters will sing the Whiskey Town love song. Patrice.
Totem pole was dancing.
Scared me.
It looked like it was dancing.
That's great,
Everybody on the road. I was number 3 on the number 1 road. Number 3 on the number 1 road. He said, this is very important to be right here. Oh, that was nice. Thank Yeah, I like it. It's the second time I got to help with the rope. I really not good.
Rumor you were thinking about moving.
Oh, everybody says that. I'm going to be working on it.
I heard rumors you were getting old.
That part's true. I was going to ask you. The moment I see you, I can't remember what it is. It's one of those things I was going to call you when I thought of it. Oh, well, I'll think of it.
You can call me.
It is in it. Most people would understand this design process. I'm gonna have to go to somewhere for a while.
How are you? Well, this is what I tell the jury why you get to see him, Jack. I think they know by now when they're singing. Yeah, right. Right here. Nobody's thought about it. What's that? What did we do with that? Because we used to live in it. How were we living there? How did we transition to the
Okay, sorry, I didn't see you. You got it right.
Good job, guys.
This is really cool. Big thing. Unique situation. Power
Did you all see the bear that was watching the show?
Are you going to have?
Good, you did a good job up there. I wanted to comment for people. Oh, boy, that's hey, how are you? Good. I'll come talk to you. Yeah, you're rushing us on our own land, that's not right. I don't care who you are. Hey, Mark, how are you? All right, good. Hey, I'm gonna go get my brother. Thomas, my brother Ernie. I'm gonna go get my car and then go to lunch. Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah, we did. I tried to come and meet you and there was a good show. All right. I really did. You always did. How's on executive? Good. How's our new president so far? He's doing very well. Very neutral, overall. Not taking a hard time. Excellent. I'm glad you made some changes in the staff. Ernest, you guys going out there now? Yeah, I'll go find Gloria and I'll cross her. Same place. Oh, okay. I'm going to go to my car. Okay.
I've kind of landed myself today.
We'll see you, Marvin. Okay. Oh, I will promise you. I will follow up on a promise. Oh, okay. I was asking Diana. Yeah, I did. I already planted the seed.
Of course, that's direction. I get to put their names on a lot of documents. And I don't have to sign any of those. So, I'm glad that they trust me.
Thank you.
Hard, huh? Hey, Lisa, I'm fine. I was checking on you. How you doing? Yeah.
We're covering. Yeah. There was a big crowd. Eric, real crowd.
Put a smile on, please.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you.
First they figured out the
I'll come over here and take it. You get a good shot? We've done a couple things. It'll work. Is he guilty or not guilty? Or he's annoyed or didn't show up? And you're having to delay the... But I did get a picture of him. Oops, I'm sorry.
It is live on the internet, by the way.
Okay.
Audio as well.
Audio as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw him. No, you can't have two. One and two.
How do you do that thing with the dollar? I started going to use the
Vicky Perry is the realtor I was going to remove.
Ricky, Barry, she does, she knows how to work for the veterans.
When I was working for FAA, I was on station on Fire Island. He was running. Thank you. Airport charge. Nice. Sure. FAA. They had 2 bulls taken out every year. Oh, yeah. Okay, got one. Generator. Hey, the other one. But the one that got, I had a choice between the bigger one and the small one. That was the tender small one. The horns on it look like 2 ribbon lumps sticking out. Yeah. You want to put control or you can?
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting sold out now. And keep the him out of trouble.
Got a big job now.
I know. Trouble over there. This thing ships around the hospital now. I just walk around. So the business is happening. Have the president everywhere. Oh yeah, we used to have some of those, but they all broke. So the department doesn't want to pay for anymore. Those are fun. How much were they? $2,000-3,000 probably. So like Port of Seattle, they got the 3-wheel one. They got 3-wheel one that we use in the airport. It's pretty neat.
Big ones, that's the name.
Yep. Those are fun. I know those are pretty fun.
I figured that if I got on one and just figured how to tip it over.
There's definitely got to be just forward
You have to back that pole all the way over.
Yep. So I put the other one on. Yeah, they'll probably have to check on that.
How many years you got now? 17. What are you gonna do when you reach 20?
Options are open. I'll probably stay till 25. And then I'll get 100%.
You'll still be young enough to have limits there.
Yeah, I'll be 40.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Watch out.
Okay. I know I have. Okay. I think, there.
Oh, yeah. Careful with it, baby. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it should be. Wow. How you been?
Not good.
I've been up and down. Got Parkinson's. Medication seems to keep me in control. I didn't realize we were going to be here so long. Otherwise, I'd have brought my midday dose. It's developed a lot of really new drugs. Slow down the progression. But it's still have to be careful with chopping stuff up. Don't want any fingers in the stew. Are you coming out to volunteer to carry the bowl?
Try to be ready to help. They're going to carry the other bowl when they're done with this. Yeah, it sounds like it. Looks to me like it's going to be big enough now.
They said they sounded good.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah. I wasn't scared at all.
That's what they were talking about, the new people are coming to bury that. Yeah, you know, Al was so weak.
Oh, yeah. Surprising.
Hi, how are you? Good.
They already got the eagle one. Not this one. Yeah. Come on, this one. Heather's got it. She's got it all. She's got it all under control. Oh, put it on my back. You have to go home. The other one? Really got Oh, he's cooking that right. God. Excuse you. Oh. I didn't bring my rainbow. I can't help.
You want to go out and bring them on the sugar.
Pretty much. This one seems lighter than the other one. Oh, that awesome. No, but I watched them lift it and it looked heavier. That one did. Wow. I was here.
Got it.
Did we do that one? They did that one? You okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a few weeks now. No, it's like slow.
If ever you could put up a period.
They were waiting for you up above. Look at that. All they have to do is carry it over and put it in place. See?
Did you help lift or were you running the boat? Go too far. Don't take it home. Going too fast, you're trying to step in the boat. Yeah, you can do it. Trying to be great.
Were you in there?
It wasn't that heavy. Oh,
ladies, Martha? Good. Looks scary, I guess I'd get over here. I'll get a clearer view over here.
Carry my baby.
Oh, yeah. Why not? You did for 9 months.
We were crying like that. She's about the same size then too. She's only 32 pounds. She's more.
Too much time.
I know. My other babies were massive. Nickel what? What did you say? Did you see the bear walk through? Have you gone back across the same way, huh? Maybe you went down to Evergreen Bowl.
The ravens are all lined up like close there.
We're gonna dance?
right off.
If I may have your attention, please. After the completion of raising the pole, the carvers are going to be here dancing, so please stick around and help support our carvers. Anastasia.
chair is right there. You want me to go get it? I'm just kidding. Okay, whatever. Oh, sorry.
Mr. Jimmy, how are you? You're in that shadow.
How you doing? Good, good. Looking good.
It's